Hello everyone, this is Tina with Tiaz's Treasures, and today we are going to unbox the Hero Premium Kit for, what is it, November 2023. I know I said I had Pink and Main next, but I am already way behind with Pink and Main, so I just thought I would go ahead and try to catch up by doing Hero Arts. I just got back from my son's wedding in Florida. It was exhausting. Well, the wedding was wonderful. Florida itself was exhausting because we haven't been there. Look at my mess. We have not been there in, I want to say since my children were little. I took them to Disneyland and haven't been there since, and so I figured while we were down there in Florida, we would go to Universal and Walt Disney World. So we went to Epcot and the Magic Kingdom, and then we went to Universal, and of course we had the wedding and the reception and the rehearsal dinner. So we were there 6 days, well, actually 5 days. We flew out really early, the 6th. So 2 at the wedding, doing wedding things, and 3 doing park things. And now I just want to, like, sleep for a month. But I am hosting Thanksgiving next week, so I'm going to be tired. So let's see what we have for the normal kit. This is kind of packed, I'm seeing. I believe this is premium over here. So for the normal kit, or the classic, we have the Mail Art stamp set, which it's so cool. Let me see, I have that. So it's got all these owls. I have an aunt who loves owls, so she will be getting a holiday card made with this. And the fact that it came with like little stamps and stuff, I did go ahead and I bought a nestled postage stamp infinity die set from Heroes. It came in a different box. They used to ship them together. Anyhow, this is just so cute. There's all these mice and a bunch of different owls and Magical Christmas, Happy Holidays, hoot hoot, special holiday delivery. I love it. Okay, so we get the stamp set. Put this back over there. We get 28 coordinating dies with the stamp set. And let's see. Looks like it also cuts out our sentiments. At least I think that's what this is. And this. So cool. I love it when they cut out the sentiments. We also get 2 postage stamp frame fancy dies. Those have got to be on here as well. Yay. And 1 sheet of Hero Transfers, which would be this, I believe. Yep. Hero Transfers. Happy Holidays. Have a jolly holiday. Merry Christmas from our home to yours. Season's greetings. Warm wishes. Happy New Year. May your days be merry and bright. I will definitely be using this. We get 27 assorted envelopes in red, craft, and white. A1, A2, and A7 sizes. Well, I don't usually make A1 cards, although I do have some dies for them. Here are all our A2 card sizes. 3 whites, 3 crafts, and 3 of the red. Same thing in the A1. And the A7 looks like a 5x7. I don't usually make them either, but I might have to. I've got these envelopes. And we also get washi sheets, I can see here. They are 10 sheets of blank washi sticker paper. 6x6. I wonder if you can make your own little stickers by stamping on these and then just peeling them. Never even knew they made something like that. And 4 wax seals. 4 wax seal stickers. I think There we go. Oh, these are really cool. I don't have a wax seal system. I just have too much stuff in my craft room. Okay, now on to the premium contents. I didn't mention, but these kits now always come in this little bitty bag that holds all the content. I have my dog in the back waiting for me to come to bed. So I will be showing you this tonight and making the cards tomorrow, hopefully, and getting this up afterwards. So we've got 2 of the ink cubes, Pool Party and Mist. I know I have Pool Party. I have a lot of Hero ink cubes when they come with the kits. So Mist, I'm going to look forward to using. We get another tiny little stamp set. Happy holidays to you. Hello there. Merry Christmas. Oh, these would be awesome on tags. Look at their little like animals that are peeking around the corner. And we have a little thought bubble. And that sending love pops out of it. So it looks like all of these sentiments will fit inside the little speech bubble there, or thought bubble. We also have layering snowflake stencils. So there's 2 stencils in here that layer to make some awesome snowflakes. It's got to be what these 2 colors are for. I know I'm going to be using that. And lastly, 2 sheets of Hero transfers. Look at those. All these little gifts and holly leaves and beads and so much we can do. Okay, well, let's go make some cards. Tomorrow, not tonight. Love y'all. Now to start off, I'm going to be doing some stamping. I'm not doing all of the stamping, but I'm going to be doing the stamping for 2 of my cards right now. I'm stamping out the mailbox with a cute little owl. And right now I'm just trying to see if it'll fit inside my postage stamp die. So I've got an owl that I made a mask of already because I want the owl to be sitting on top of the mailbox. So I'm just trying to make sure everything is going to be fitting inside the die that I picked out. And I'm using some Hero Arts intensified black ink because I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring. Now, I don't show myself doing the coloring because if I did, this video would be really, really long, and I'm really, really bad at coloring. Sometimes I'm better than others, and I recorded myself coloring, but it just it wasn't pretty this time, so I just decided to cut it all out and just show you the way I made these cards instead. You know, I'm no good really with picking the different colors and things like that. So, you know, I am getting ahead of myself, but I thought I would let you know why you're not going to see me coloring on this video. I mean, there are lots and lots of videos of people doing Copic coloring who are so much better than me. As a matter of fact, sometimes I just don't even try to blend. I just go with one color because it's just not my thing. I'm trying, though. If I ever get good at it, I'll leave it in. But for now, it's not. So anyhow, I stamped the mailbox twice. I always love when you peel off a mask. It's like magic. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, look at that. The owl is on top of the mailbox. Now, I used the frame cuts to cut out my mask. And then I just trimmed around it to make sure that, you know, it was, I took away the white border. Now here I've got these 2 dies I'm going to use. And again, I want to make sure that when I stamp, that my stamps are going to fit inside these 2 dies. Now these 2 dies are positioned pretty much like I'm going to have them on the card when they're cut out. But I wanted to be able to pop up these 2 little dies. And so that's why I positioned them the way I did. And I am going to stamp the owl, and I'm going to stamp it with the holly branch. Now, I could have masked the holly branch, but the holly branch has like a natural indentation where I'm going to put the little owl's feet. So I didn't feel the need to make a mask, which luckily, because I didn't feel like doing another one. You know, it can get a little bit tedious. Now for the second stamp, I'm going to put a little outline die, a little square, and I'm going to stamp Special Holiday Delivery. Again, using the Hero Intensified black ink. And I think this holly branch and the owl carrying it, just it looks like it's masked off. It turns out really well. And the owl I'm going to use is the one that's in flight. You saw it. It's a really pretty owl. It kind of reminds me of Harry Potter's owl. So I kind of just colored it a gray so it would have that white look. And I colored the holly, of course, green with red berries. And I show myself stamping this a whole lot. I probably could have cut out a little bit of that too. But, you know, leave it in so you know it takes multiple tries, especially when you're using like the Hero Intensified Black. I find, number one, that my dies or my stamps weren't used, so you're going to have to stamp again, even if I rubbed them. And the intensified black ink usually takes me a few different times to stamp it. Now here I am, I'm using these little critters on the tag, and they are just so cute. I've got the little raccoon and the bear and the mouse. I couldn't really fit the penguin in and still have room for the happy holidays on my tag. I did try to arrange the happy holiday speech bubble in different spots. Obviously, it doesn't have happy holidays inside the bubble yet, but it will. And I tried it in, you know, a few different places, and in order just to fit everything on the tag, it's just 3 critters and my speech bubble. I just think that these critters are, it just can be used for so much. You can put them like coming off the side of a card. There's a whole lot of different places, like on the side of a tree. You know, like I think last month's Heroes had some critters that you die cut and made it look like they were coming from peeking out from behind a tree. So they kind of had the same idea this month, only it was in stamp form. And these critters, I think, are bigger than last month's. So I'm stamping these again with the Heroes ink because I'm going to Copic color these critters too. And my bear, I started out doing real good blending. And then when I started on the raccoon and the mouse, not so much. And you could use any of the sayings that came with the kit with the stamp set. There was like a few different holiday sayings you could have put in the speech bubble. I got to look at them because I don't even remember off the top of my head. But I've got it zipped away already. And I used Happy Holidays, but you could have used Merry Christmas to you, which would made a, you know, gave me the idea for a tag in the first place. Hello there, or sending love. So you don't necessarily have to make these be Christmas. They could be just hello cards or anything. But we are in the Christmas season now, and so that's what I used. So skipping ahead now, I am stenciling my card front. And I'm using the 2 inks that came with the kit. I'm going to use the Hero Use Mist and the Hero Pool Party. Now the mist I thought was originally, I thought it was more of a gray color from looking at the little cube, but it's more blue with just a little bit of a gray undertone. And it dries way back. Here you can see it looks a lot bluer than it is. And it dries back to be a little bit of a gray. My ink cube was sliding all over the place, so I pulled out my little Simon Says ink cube holder. I don't use that too often. But, you know, when I remember I have it, I've been known to pull it out on occasion. And I'm just using an ink blending brush and getting everything, the ink put down. And it dries, you know, it smooths out as it dries because it's kind of blotchy here. And I kept going back to make things darker. And in the end, it really didn't matter. Everything dried back and looked fine. And it's really a pretty color. Like I said before, I didn't have that color, the mist color before, and I enjoyed using it. I think when it dried, it just left a really pretty color. And can you believe it's like the middle of November and we're on to Thanksgiving? And I mentioned that I am going to be hosting, so I went to the store today. And it's amazing the amount of money you spend on one meal. I'm like, maybe I should just pass the hat around and make my kids donate. Nah, I wouldn't do that. But when you're spending a couple $100s on one meal, and you're having to do all the work, the thought does cross my mind. So this is the second piece of that stencil. It's just a two-piece stencil. And I don't know if you noticed it, but I am using my Waffle Flower grip mat. And this thing is just amazing for holding down these stencils. I love it because you don't have to tape anything down and nothing moves. So I'm also using a pouncer because this stencil, it's it's got some fine detail, and I thought the blending brush would like catch on it. And so I haven't used these pouncers before, and I was a little afraid that I wasn't getting all the detail when I pounced down. But when I pulled up the stencil, it was all detailed beautifully. So if you've never used a pouncer before, these things are just really easy. The only thing I was a little concerned about is how to clean it off, because if you notice, I'm using a light blue pouncer, and my ink is kind of a blue-green. I know you're not supposed to run these underwater, so I just kind of kept pouncing it on a paper towel because hopefully I can use this again on different color blues. Like I said, this is my first time using pouncers, so it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for me. Hopefully not too much, but it you know, pounces beautifully, the stencil's beautiful, but I looked at it and it just looks like I need to trim off a little bit. It's just not even, and this stencil is actually, looks like it's made for more of a 5x7 card, and I'm doing A2 cards, so I had to kind of make it work. And so I'm just trimming off enough to put the highlighted area in the center. And I've got the rub-on Season's Greetings that I cut out. Now I could have put it right on my card front, but I decided I was going to put it on a separate piece of cardstock and cut it out that way. I had debated about popping it up, which was why I originally put it on a piece of cardstock, but in the end I just decided to make this a flat card so it would go through the mail easier. A little bit of foam tape probably still would have gone through the mail fine, but you know, sometimes I don't know why I do the things I do. I just do the things I do, you know? And here I am trying to figure out what I'm going to put in the center of the card. Now, originally I thought about putting just all snowflakes, you know, putting the stencil back down. But I figured I could use one of these cute little owls and just put that in the center. And so I'm using the little owl with the mommy owl and the baby owl. And I'm just going to put those right in the center. And I'm going to stamp those. I think I might use some VersaFine ink. I'm not sure which ink I used. But then again, man, I'm not really showing it, am I? You might have seen if you slow it down. Yeah, that's VersaFine. And it looks like my ink pad is getting a little bit dry. I might have to re-ink it. because it's not as vibrant as it normally is. Now, I decided I was just going to leave that in black and white and not color it at all. I could have put a little bit of blue coloring to leave them white if I wanted, but I wasn't sure what color these owls are, and so by not coloring them at all, they can be whatever color you want. And I'm just putting the season's greetings right underneath them to give them just a little bit of grounding. And I was looking at this card and I decided it still needed a little something. And so I'm going to pull in some enamel dots that I've got in my stash. I think they're Echo Park. And they just match the mist color almost perfectly. So I'm just going to glue down my card panel right on my card base and get that centered. And then I'm going to bring in those enamel dots and put them all around the owl. And see, I've got that real pretty light blue that just matches so nicely. And originally I thought I was going to just put like, 3 or 6 down around it. And I just kept going and I used up all of this color on this card, the light blue color, which is good because these dots have been in my stash for quite some time, and I need to use up more of my stuff. I need to get rid of a whole lot of stuff. My craft room's like overflowing with stuff. Even though I like pack up the Christmas stamps and everything after Christmas and try to get them out of the way, I still am overflowing. And now that I've got all my Christmas stuff packed away, I got to pull it all out so I can make cards. Does anybody else like find themselves running into that? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And so I'm using all those dots, and I think it turns out pretty well. I like the way it looks. It's a little different. And that is the first card done. Now moving on to our second card, you can see where I'm going to use the postage stamp dies. This special delivery one that I've got came in the kit, and then the one that I'm putting around the owl, that was part of the postage stamp infinity dies that I bought. And I am going to pop up both of these little postage stamp cutouts. And then I decide that I want to add some splatter to this card. I pulled out this cardstock from my stash, and I'm using some Tim Holtz Snow Flurries mica spray on the card front. And I just think this mica spray, I love it. I love it. Maybe I should have bought more, but I'm just going to keep using it. And if I run out, I'm going to have faith that they're going to restock it, because too often I hoard stuff and don't use it, and then it goes bad, or like, it might dry up depending on what it is, if it's a paste. And it's really dumb. It's like, use your stuff. I'm trying to use more of my stuff. And so I'm going to center my card front right there after I dried it off. And as you can see, I've got my little owl off to the right, all colored. I colored the owl with some gray Copics, and it's just, I think it turned out really pretty. And I popped up everything, and I put, even though we have special holiday delivery, in the upper right, I also stamped out Merry Christmas, and I used one of the dies to cut that out because we had a big space underneath the owl. And so I figured, why not? Let's fill this card front up. And for some reason, when I'm looking at this card, my different cutouts look a little crooked, but when I look at it in real life, they're not crooked at all. So it just must be the angle of the camera or something. And see, it just looks crooked there, but they're not crooked, so I don't get it. Anyway, that was card number 2. Now for this card number 3, I'm taking another of the postage stamp dies, and we are cutting out that mailbox with the owl on it. And I am going to make this a flat top opening card, and I am bringing in another piece of the blue cardstock, the same color that we used on the previous card. And I'm going to just glue this one down flat. I thought about popping it up, but I don't have a whole lot of foam tape. I've got a big roll of like inch thick, and I just ordered some more. I need some thinner strips of foam tape. I mean, I could have used the inch thick. I probably could have got 3 pieces behind there, but I just was being lazy and didn't feel like trying to cut a piece in half or anything like that. So I just went and ordered more foam tape for next time. Now I am going to go ahead and I'm going to use the sentiment, "Who's got mail?" and wishing you all owl the joy. Some fun puns. And I don't show it, but I do stamp the inside of this card with Merry Christmas. I'm going to have to go back and stamp the insides of all the other cards. I don't know why I did this one and not the others. It just was one of those things. I was looking at this and said, it needs like a Christmas sentiment. And so I threw it on the inside. And again, I'm using the VersaFine Black Onyx ink to stamp these. I even showed it to you this time. It's like, see, Black Onyx ink, yay! And I'm trying not to press down too hard. I'm really rubbing lightly, which is why I'm having to re-ink over and over again on all of my stamping, because these stamps are pretty delicate and I don't want to squish the letters. And as you can see, I stamped it out twice. I thought I had messed it up, and so I just turned the cardstock over and stamped it again. That one was one I did press a little bit too hard on. And I just love the color of that mailbox. That red is just, it really pops. And I don't do anything else with that card. I debated looking for some sequins that matched, and I'm like, nope, that's it. That's card number 3. For my last card here, I'm taking a piece of Neenah Desert Storm cardstock from my stash, and we're going to use that with the rub-ons that came in the kit. And I'm just going to cut apart all the different little gifts and scatter them all over the piece of Neenah Desert Storm. I want them just to be peeking out from behind my tag. And we're going to make our own little piece of pattern paper. Now these rub-ons, they stay nice and vibrant with the Desert Storm, and they're a lot of fun to use as well. We're just going to take our popsicle stick and we're going to remove the release paper, and you end up with the clear piece of plastic backer with the rub-on the other side, and you just take the popsicle stick and you just rub it down, and keep rubbing until you hit the entire like gift, in this case the little present, and then you peel it off. And so we're going to put them all over, and we're just going to keep using the rub-on until we have the entire back of this card panel full. And so, I've got some beads and little presents, and a little piece of holly, and we're just going to put them all over the back. Not worried too much about the very center of the card, because that's where the tag is going to go over. And I just think the Desert Storm in the background with the white tag gives a really good contrast. Now we could have done it the other way around with a white card front and a Desert Storm tag, but for whatever reason I wanted my critters to show up really good, so I just used the white tag with this, and this card ends up being a lot of fun. I'm going to keep it flat. I only popped up the one card. So all of the cards we made today are going to go through the mail really nicely. Even the one we popped up, because that one's not, doesn't have that much dimension. Anyhow, if you're still with me and you haven't left yet, I would love a thumbs up. That really helps the algorithm. And if you are not a subscriber, I'd love to have you. I'm trying to slowly get to 1,000 subscribers. If you are a subscriber, thank you. I am so glad that you're here. So I hope everybody ends up having a wonderful holiday, whether you're cooking or staying in, or no matter what you're doing for Thanksgiving. Or if you're watching this after Thanksgiving, a wonderful Christmas, because that's coming up real soon too, unfortunately. It seems like you go to bed, you wake up, it's Thanksgiving, you get up the next day, it's Black Friday, and then boom, it's Christmas. It drives me nuts. I swear as I'm getting older, the days are going by quicker and quicker and quicker. It's kind of scary. Now that I want them to last long, they go by way too quick. When I was younger and I wanted them to go by quick, it's just time dragged. It's funny the way that happens, isn't it? It's like God's playing a cosmic trick on us. But, it is what it is. At any rate, I'm going to continue putting these little rub-ons all around, and then I'm just going to glue down my tag flat. But first I'm going to put a piece of silver and white baker's twine through. This is Simon Says twine. And we're just going to tie that in a bow at the top of our tag. And we're going to put the tag on at an angle. And it just, I love, putting tags on cards at an angle. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. I think it just looks pleasing to my eye. I love the contrast also between the Neenah Desert Storm and the white tag. I just think the white tag on the brown craft cardstock is really pretty. And so that's another reason I did it. It's my card and I like it that way. So anyway, here's me begging you through cardstock to like the video, as if I haven't already asked you again. You're going to start thinking I'm a nag. That's okay. Wouldn't be the first time I heard that. Not really. I don't nag that much. My mother used to nag me all the time, so it's one of those habits I didn't want to get into. I would let things go before I would nag anyone to do anything. It's like, I might ask you to do something, but that would be it. So anyway, that's our last card. Now, here are the 4 cards that when I say we, I mean me, that I made today. So let me know which one is your favorite, or if you like them at all. I would love to have your opinion on them. I think they all turned out pretty nice. So at any rate, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye for now, everyone.